That was the Civil Aviation Minister who was speaking. Now, there has also been a series of hoax bomb threats. Now, what we're getting to hear is that the BCAS and the CISF DGs have met with senior Ministry of Home Affairs officials in connection with the recent bomb hoax calls. In fact, the Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu, who was just now addressing the press, has also said that the hoax calls received by airlines and airports in the last few days are being thoroughly probed and that the culprits will face severe punishment. With the latest coming in right now about this important meeting that has happened, the BCAS engaging airline CEOs also in response to the surge in these hoax bomb threats that has led to a lot of panic and disruptions. So that's the latest coming in. The Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, or BCAS, has held this important meeting. They are in consultation with the Ministry of Home Affairs. They're also meeting with the DGs of the CISF as well in connection with the series of hoax bomb threats. Arunima joins us now for the latest. Arunima, tell us a little bit more about this important meeting between the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. They've also apprised the Ministry of Home Affairs behind the series of bomb threats, these hoax bomb threats, which has really caused a lot of tension, disruption and delays as well.
Yes, the BCAS DG, Zulfikar Hassan, CISF's newly appointed DG and senior Home Ministry officials, including Home Secretary, Director of Intelligence Bureau, they've all been, in a meeting trying to figure out where this hoax call menace is heading. Multiple meetings are happening over the last 4 days. BCAS DG has briefed the IB chief, he's briefed the Home Secretary also. He's also met all the CEOs of the top airlines, trying to emphasize that you have to strike a balance between security concerns and airline needs as well. The passenger safety protocol as well as the passenger's convenience. There has to be balance between the two. And these meetings are also happening to track down as to from where really are these hoax calls originating. They're originating in the form of emails and also social media posts. Indian government has raised the issue with social media platform X, and at least 2 of these IDs which sent more than 40 such hoax alerts. They have been blocked. Some of them have been tracked down to London and Germany, but it looks like that there is a plan behind this. Initially, Ministry of Civil Aviation was of the view that this could be just a prank, but the way this has gone on, more than 100 flights across the country, some international flights also targeted, and it has been going on for 6 days now. It's almost a week since this menace began, and therefore now the Ministry of Home Affairs and the related agencies are focusing whether there is a targeted conspiracy to derail India's aviation sector. The timing of it all coming as it did when External Affairs Minister was in Pakistan, that too is
right,
being
just
looked
stay
at.
on with me, Arunima. We'll just come to you. In fact, the Civil Aviation Ministry is presently addressing the press. We'll cut straight across. We'll listen into what the Minister himself has said about the series of bomb threats that all of these airlines have been receiving.
For the last 1 week, we have been having some repeated hoax bomb threats also happening, and it has been reported widely in the media also. And regarding this situation, I want to tell the media and tell the people of this country that since the first day when it has been happening, and this is a process that we follow every time, whenever there is a bomb threat case happening, or if it is through a call, or if it is through social media, or if it is through some other means, we have a strict protocol that we follow. Because for us, like I said, safety and security is the foremost aspect, and this we follow through the international guidelines itself. And once that protocol is set, then we follow it thoroughly, word by word, whatever rule or whatever protocol that has been set, we follow it thoroughly, each and every point. And as we have seen that we have been getting repeated ones, and most of them are hoax bomb threats. So once this has happened, then we have had multiple meetings. In the last 1 week, I have chaired certain meetings with all the necessary stakeholders within the ministry. And we have our Secretary Wallamji here, and DG BCAS, our security regulator Hassanji is also here. And at each and every level, whoever the stakeholders are, we have been calling to the ministry. We have been having multiple meetings. In fact, our BCAS has also been interacting with MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, also on a continuous basis, because they are also an important stakeholder when it comes to these kind of security threats in the country. So at multiple levels, we have been having these meetings. And everyone, we have taken in suggestions, opinions of all of them. And from the ministry, we have thought of some legislative action also, if it is required, which direction should be moved in. And we have come to the conclusion that there are 2 areas that we can explore. One is the amendment in aircraft security rules. aircraft security rules is something which deals with the security aspect when it comes to within the aircraft, how do we deal with the security issues, concerns, and there is a strict rules that have been laid out. And we have seen that if you can do a little amendment there, it can specifically strengthen the cause which we are fighting for right now. So one of the idea that we want to propagate by changing these rules is, once we catch hold of the perpetrator who is behind this, we want to put them in the no-fly list. And with that idea or with that thought process, we are trying to amend the aircraft security rules, which is already there. We feel that there is some betterment that we can do, and with our discussions, we are trying to amend it. And the second one is the Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation Act. This is an act that we already have. This is also commonly known as the SUASCA Act. And there are multiple offences that have already been listed in the SUASCA Act. And one of this was, this is a 1982 Act, and it deals with many offences such as offence at an airport, offence of committing violence on board an aircraft in flight, destruction of damage to air navigation facilities. So these are some of the offences that the SUASCA Act targets. And what we have seen is that while it takes care of the offences when the aircraft is in travel, it's in flight, we see that this, if we want to address these kind of threats that have been happening, or you want to take strict action against the people who are behind this when there is a fake or a hoax threat that they're trying to do, then we have to cover the act under on the ground and at the airport also. So we are trying to make an amendment. Our legal team has worked very thoroughly on this, and we are coming up with an amendment, and then we are taking in, because this has to be a legal change in the act, we need a consultation from other stakeholders, other ministries also. So we are in that process right now, but we are definitely pushing forward to bring a change in the SUASCA Act also, so that it addresses for these kind of offences which happen when the flight is on ground, so that we can take strict action on them, we can make it cognizable offence. So that is one area that we are looking forward to. And when it comes to the offences that have already progressed, so over the last 7 days, over the last 1 week, if you look at the number, then 8 flights have been diverted. And many of the times, because we are keeping the situation dynamic, whenever these kind of threats are happening, we, especially our BCAS team and the ministry team, we are keeping the situation dynamic. We are assessing situation by situation, what kind of threat they are giving, are they mentioning the specific flight or the airport, or what kind of threat they are trying to showcase through their tweet or everything. On top of that, to efficiently tackle that situation, whatever is required, our BCAS has also been very immediate in trying to efficiently utilize the infrastructure that is there, or if they need to do any more changes in the rules or anything, they are actively pursuing it. And we are keeping, so while we are trying to efficiently tackle this situation through the threats we are receiving, we are also not compromising on the safety and security. This also I want to make it a very priority point, because you might feel that there are these threats happening, but we can't, even though there are hoax threats, we can't take the situation non-seriously. Everything is important for us. Now the life of a passenger is important, the security situation is important, so the protocol is important for us. So we have enhanced the security also. We have enhanced the security at airports. We are doing 10% more checking at the security checkpoints. We have enhanced the CC cameras, whatever needs to be done, so that the airports get monitored more thoroughly. That part also we are doing. While we are doing that, when these kind of threats come for a specific airline or at an airport, how we deal with them also, is there any better way, so that the inconvenience to the passengers which is caused, because the protocol sometimes is very rigid, and it offers the passengers or the airlines to follow a strict procedure. When you see that when it keeps happening little repeatedly, then it becomes a little inconvenience for everyone, and which is why we have been talking to the airlines also. BCAS has already met the airlines 3 times, and whatever their opinions are there, we are all discussing with them.